Champions, Coach Tina here. Hello, it's Monday. Who is ready for Monday morning motivation? I come online every Monday, 7 a.m. Central, which is my time. You can see a few adaptations there of the time that might be beneficial to you. Today, we are going to be talking about what is on your bucket list. And as you ponder on this question, you can drop it in if you want, but I'm going to make sure that we are tracking and everybody is able to find us this morning. So give me just a moment and we will pin this to the group and have everybody be notified that we are live. So thank you for your patience. And if you are on today, go ahead and let me know your name and where you're coming in from. Love to say hello to you. I am excited that it's Monday. It is Monday, May 15th. So we are halfway through May. And you know what that means. It means that we are rapidly going into summer. And I don't know about you, but I have great summer memories, mostly because I was a child of divorce and summer meant usually there was something going on. It was different. There was always a adventure that was being planned in my life. And so I would be with a different family and get to enjoy a different house, a different way of doing things. And so summer, early on patterned in my mind. But then, of course, in school, summer's this big, exciting, you're getting ready for summer, and then you have all this great time. And so summer has always had this big impact on me. So, of course, when I became a teacher after I had my own kids, I loved summer even more because with summertime, I was able to spend more time with my kids. We relaxed the routine. Life was just meant for summer. And I'm a beach gal, so summer means heading to the beach. And I say I'm a beach gal. I grew up in California, but you know how it is when you're living somewhere. We were an hour from the beach, and I went a lot, but I didn't go all the time. And so now that we live in Oklahoma, landlocked Oklahoma, I can honestly say I really, really miss the beach. And I wish I had spent more time there. So one of the things on my bucket list is more beach time. In fact, now I would love to live in a home on the beach with mountains in the background. And I didn't really think that existed until my middle daughter moved to an area of Washington State where she has ocean and big mountains in the distance. And I just love that terrain. So someday, maybe my bucket list will also include some Pacific Northwest living arrangements. So we'll have to see about that. But let's talk about the bucket list. And I think it's important that we define what the bucket list is. So the bucket list is the experiences and achievements that you hope to accomplish in your lifetime. Now, to me, that's rather daunting, right? That's this huge, long list. I hope I'm going to be around a lot more. But as you get older, that bucket list starts to feel kind of oppressive. Like there's things you want, but how are they going to come true now? I mean, it seems that as we get older, we start crossing things off our bucket list, not because we've done them, but because we no longer think that we're able to do them. And my hope is that that limiting belief gets wiped out of your mind, and instead you are instilled with a much better thought process about your life and what you can accomplish. But sometimes it helps if we break it into smaller parts, right? Anything that begins to make us feel a little overwhelmed, we can break into smaller parts and have a huge amount of satisfaction as well. So I would like to know about your summer bucket list. What are you planning for the next 90 days? As we end May, which will be here before we know it, and go into June and July and August, what do you want to accomplish in those 90 days. Because when we talk about summer, right, summer adds an element of where we like to be more relaxed. The days are longer. We just are in a different mindset over the summer. And like I talked about with school, one of the things I know being a school teacher is there's this thing known as the summer slide. Now, the summer slide is actually not a good thing, even though it sounds fun, right? Summer slide is the learning that you lose, an average student loses over the course of the 3 months of summer because they don't apply themselves to the skills that they had already learned the year before. And so the summer slide is the academic difference that you go backwards towards the learning. And what I don't want to happen to those of us that are working to accomplish our goals is to have a summer slide where we put everything on hold because it's the summer. And we don't think about life again until we hit August or September. And then we're in the last 90 days of the year, and we start to realize that those one-year goals we're having a lot more trouble getting those done. So let's talk today about the 3 tips for meeting your 90-day goals. They're pretty simple. And the first one, I'm sure you are familiar with. If you've been in my community for any amount of time, you know that we need to write down our 90-day goals. We need to write down all of our goals. We need to write down our dreams. We need to get them concrete on paper because they will start to become real when you can verbalize them, when you can take all the thoughts in your mind and start to formulate them on paper. There is a magic that happens. We set our focus, we put our reticular activating system on alert, and we say, these are the things that are important to me. Now, there's benefit in just writing it down. Studies have shown that people who write down their goals are more likely to achieve them, and only 3% of the population writes down their goals. So you can be in the 3% if you just push yourself and write them down. But I am going to tell you, based on experience, that if you're just writing them down, it's easy to forget them. And then you revisit them sometime later, and there's still goals you want, but you haven't put in the focus on them or prioritized them. And so maybe you haven't been able to achieve them yet, or you're right up against the gun. Some things you can't do in a quick time period, so you can't get them done. And that erodes your self-worth and your confidence in yourself. So what we want to do is not just write down our 90-day goals, but to keep them right there front and center so that we are aware of those goals on a regular basis. I like to write mine down every day. I have the best results when every morning I jot down, these are my 90-day goals. And you pick a time period. So like if we were going into this and saying, these are our summer goals, the 90 days of summer, and I see someone has come on. Good morning. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and drop your name and where you're coming in from in the chat. I'd love to say hi. We are talking about the 3 tips for meeting your 90-day goals as we roll into summer and we start wanting to avoid the numb summer where you no longer think about anything and then you wake up one day and it's fall and we are pushing ourselves too much to be able to accomplish what we want. So this is our summer bucket list, and our 90-day goals will take us through this summertime period. But I want you to be thinking about this image of a sand bucket, okay? I think of heading out to the beach with my bucket and my toys to play in the sand and enjoy that beautiful sun, giving me vitamin D and lighting up my serotonins, right? But as we go into the summer, as we can have a good experience, even though we're setting our goals. And the way to do that is to collect our treasures first. What I mean by that is, and I'm going to say hi to Vanessa. I'm so happy you're on, Vanessa. Thank you for being here. as we go out onto our beach experience, our summer, if we were to take our beach bucket and just scoop it and fill it with sand, it would be filled to the brim. Now, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, right? But if we were to walk along the beach, and as we look down, we get selective about the rocks or the seashells that we see, and we pick up the ones that we know we're attracted to them. There's that shell that isn't broken at all that we want to put in there. There's that piece of glass that's just worn and has a beautiful color. And so we pick and choose, and we collect the treasures in our basket, in our bucket. Then we could put the sand in and we could fill it up. And we might not be able to stick as much sand in it, but sand is like the things that have to happen every day. It's beautiful, it's life, but it isn't necessarily, there are things about sand that we don't like, thinking of bathing suit uncomfortability for sure. But what we want to do is we want to go along and we want to fill our bucket with the big important things, kind of like the rocks of life. Collect those treasures. So this summer, as you're thinking about the things that you can do over this 3-month period, think about the treasures first, the important things, the things that you want to make sure get accomplished. And those can be memories, those can be experiences you hang onto with your family and your friends. But it's so important that you highlight that. Thank you, Vanessa. I'm glad that you love this. I love this concept too. And then the third item, as we go into our 3 tips for meeting your 90-day goals this summer, is make sandcastles. So we have this bucket, and it's all the things you want to accomplish over the summer, but we don't want to take it on as a chore, right? It's not like we're a fire brigade just having to go from here to there with our bucket. What we want to do is enjoy the experience. Enjoy being the primary word, right? Because when we were little and we walked along this beach and we had our buckets, what did we do when we filled it with sand? Is we turned it over and we made something amazing out of it. Even if that amazing thing was going to be eroded when the tide came in and took it away. And we didn't care. We were thrilled with the experience, the sun beating down on us, the waves, the sound of them in the background, the birds. We just enjoyed the experience. And I want you to do that as well this summer. We're going to put in our treasures, the things that matter, but we're still going to enjoy the outcome. All right? So we're going to talk about this more. I'm going to open up an opportunity for us this coming Saturday, May the 20th. I'm going to be doing a 2-hour workshop. It will be at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Time, so you'll need to convert that into your time zone. We're going to be talking about keeping summer fun while still achieving your goals. So wherever you are on the spectrum of goal setting, whether you have concrete goals or whether you're just trying to get clarity on what it is you need to be accomplishing right now, we're going to work with you on your individual needs, and we are going to talk about achieving those summer goals in line with all your other goals so that you don't experience the summer slide, so that you don't have a life of regret when you wake up in the fall and go, oh no, I just played and had my margaritas all summer, but I didn't move the needle. And we want to be cognizant of that so that we are in a good place for ourselves. So I want to thank you for coming today. If you are interested in attending the summer workshop, you can find the page at the tinagearing.com/landing/summer, because that will get you right to the right place, or you can just put #summer into the comments, and I will know that you are interested in the workshop that I'm going to be holding on Saturday. And it will be a focus on keeping summer fun and still achieving your goals. I hope you have a really great week. I hope that as we definitely, gravitate right into this summer time experience, that you are going to be on track and lit up about what's important to you. Have a really blessed week, and I will talk to you soon.